judge in the district is hearing arguments in a case involving a wartime law, last used to send hundreds of thousands of Japanese Americans to internment camps. The Trump administration is now using the Alien Enemies Act to remove plane loads of immigrants without any due process over to El Salvador. DC News Now's Max Marcella joining us live outside of federal court. And Max, this case is different from the wrongly deported Maryland father, but it's related. So explain the whole, what's happening here.
Well, Susan, attorneys say both cases are a matter of due process, and like what we've been reporting in the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, this case ultimately will come down to what role the United States will have, and will they facilitate the return, this time of Venezuelan nationals now in prison in El Salvador. Inside D.C. federal court, arguments about whether the U.S. can bring back the alleged Venezuelan gang member sent to a notorious Salvadoran prison earlier this year. The Trump administration fast-tracking their deportations by using the Alien Enemies Act, a wartime law last used during World War II for mass internments in the U.S. Multiple other federal judges across the country have ruled the act was not properly used. Now the question here, will they be returned to continue their immigration hearings in the U.S.?
They have fundamental due process rights.
Scott Michelman is the legal director with the D.C. ACLU. He says this is an important case to take on, even though many of those sent to the CCOP prisons are not from the D.C. area.
We defend the civil rights of everyone who is affected by unconstitutional government overreach like this.
While this ruling would not directly affect Kilmar Abrego Garcia, these cases are intertwined, thanks in part to the president's own words.
You could get him back. There's a phone on this desk.
I could.
You could pick it up, and with all the power of the presidency, you could call up the president of El Salvador and say, send him back right now.
And if he were the gentleman that you say he is, I would do that.
I think given the president's statements on this, given top official statements on this, it is remarkable that they still contend somehow that they don't have custody over these people.
A judge pressing the government lawyers on those comments, but they argue if El Salvador has at least some say, it negates the U.S.'s constructive custody. Meanwhile, there's an update in the Abrego Garcia case tonight. Government attorneys apparently in the latest court filing have been using or trying to use state secrets privilege to withhold some of the documents requested in that case. We'll have more updates on that one and this case as it plays out as they go on. Reporting live in Northwest, Max Marcella, DC News Now.